Hi, my name is Olivia, and it's been a while since I've done a video specifically just on spell work. So originally this video was just going to be for Patreon, but due to the current nature of things, I think this might just be relevant for everybody. What I'm going to be talking about today is my personal working that I call the snake in the grass. It's a personal working that I've kind of created myself, and really what it is a version of a Run Devil Run candle. If you're unfamiliar of what a Run Devil Run is, it is a candle that looks like this, and essentially the idea is to banish any kind of evil spirits, ill-intended people, any kind of people that are causing you issues or harm or anything like that. And it's supposed to kind of just banish them and get them out of your life. Run, devil, run, right? This is usually when you know what that something is or who that person is or what that spirit is. So it is able to be directed. However, I have a slightly different version, which I personally really like, and I have called it the snake in the grass candle. The idea behind this, think of your life as a cute little patch of grass, and then if you wrestle around a little bit, then all of these venomous snakes start scurrying out of this patch of grass that you didn't even know was there. You didn't even see them. That's the idea. So maybe you don't even know if there's something going on, or if you feel like there's some kind of obstacles and you're not really sure where it's coming from. This is a really good way to kind of push out mainly people, but also push out certain situations that may be causing you trouble or causing you issues that you might not have seen prior. So that's really the only big difference between my snake in the grass candle and the Run Devil Run candle. You can really use either, whichever one you prefer, but I really like the snake in the grass. I feel like it kind of is a good overall life cleansing with both situations and people and environments and things like that. A lot of the time I find that this working will weed out people or kind of expose people to you who are lying to you, causing drama, just have patterns that are unhealthy for them and maybe unhealthy that are bleeding into you and your relationship with them. Just situations that maybe are not doing you good and maybe you think they are, and then you start seeing all the reasons why they're not. So it's more of like a clarity candle, but it's a little more intense than just a clarity candle. Like, it's not just things coming to fruition or you being able to like understand, oh, this is bad. It's more of like seeing these things happen in action and having the evidence and the proof and be like, oh, okay. Personally, I tend to do this working at least once a year just because, again, I feel like it's a really good cleanse. I will say that this working is pretty intense, so if you're not emotionally prepared or just ready to kind of have things that maybe you at once have things or relationships that maybe at one time you felt were really rooted and were very stable kind of get shaken up. If you're not prepared for that, I would suggest not doing this. However, if you are just ready to go, then this is a really good spell to kind of just get all that stuff done all at once. Just kind of rip the band-aid off type of deal. The more I do it, the less intense it becomes, just because it's kind of like continuously cleansing that palette, right? It's not letting anything build up or letting anything that isn't good for me root in too deep or for too long. And I'll go into some other specifics a little bit later after I explain the actual spell work. The spell work itself is really simple. A 7-day glass candle and a Sharpie. Then what you're going to do is you're going to draw like snakes running away from a core part, a core central area, and then writing your petition or your intention on the back. Now, you can put any kind of corresponding oils or any kind of herbs that you like, but I would say keep it pretty general. Don't make it super specific, because the more general, the more blanket statement it is, the better this spell specifically is going to work, just because of how many layers it's hitting and how many places and crevices it needs to kind of sneak into. As well as, same thing with a petition. So keep your petition, your incantation, whatever that is that you're going to do, nice and simple and general. Don't make it super specific, other than the specific intention about weeding things out that are no longer good for you. The first color is red. Red is usually my go-to if I don't have my favorite one, which I'll get to in a second. Red will cause some sort of irritation to whatever that problem is. So say you have somebody causing drama in your life, maybe you don't know that they are the one that are causing drama or that's lying or doing all of these things or kind of like holding you back, whatever. You are going to light this candle, you're going to do the working, and you're going to end up seeing them try to do the same thing, try to carry out the same pattern that they have been, that has been causing you issues, and then it will be exposed to you on exactly what they're doing and what's happening and why that is not good for you. So that's kind of what happens. It kind of causes this irritation, it causes this disrupt in that pattern and creates it so that you are seeing that. If you use black, so I have a sticker on this one, but if you use a black candle, this one is more so just going to banish them. There might not be really much of an explanation. You might not catch them red-handed or anything like with the red candle, but you will probably either see them slowly start to fade away. Maybe they're gonna be a little less connective with you, or I've had people just straight up move away or just straight up ghost me for no reason. Like, everything's going great, I light this candle, and then I never hear from them again. So if you would rather have that, that's also cool. But my personal favorite is a half and half. So I like to know why. I like to understand why instead of just somebody going away, because if I don't really understand or put two and two together of, oh, that person just moved away out of nowhere after I lit this black candle, I might try to reconnect with them if I didn't understand why they left. I want to make sure that I'm making everything intentional, my decisions with people or with situations or environments that I keep myself in. So if you can get yourself, not the La Santa Muerte reversible, but if you can get yourself a blank red and black candle, you can have it black over red or red over black. It doesn't really matter. I will say sometimes it just change the order that things happen, but otherwise things are still gonna happen. For instance, if I used the snake in the grass candle with this type, with red and black, then most likely I would see all of the things that are happening. I would see this person lying. I would catch this person causing issues, or, you know, I would see the patterns that they are doing that are unhealthy for our relationship and for me, something of that sort. Then it would banish them. So it would either have them just completely cut me off, or them move away, or them get a new job, or them ghost me, whatever that is. So usually I'm like, oh, I see it, and then they go away. Or sometimes I will do black and then red because, so like this one. So you would do the black and these people would just stop talking to you. It'd banish first, and then maybe you would hear about this later, or you would start to connect the dots and it would be very prominent on why these people were not good for you, and kind of just be like, just don't reconnect. So you can do either. I think it just sometimes will change order, but it doesn't really matter. And again, you can use white for anything. You only have a white candle and you want to kind of do the double, draw a line across and write banish on top and then irritate on the bottom, or irritate and clarity on the top and then banish on the bottom, and just kind of put those on there. You can also do it with this red one. So if I wanted to, I would draw kind of a half here, a line here, and then just write here clarity and irritation and movement on top, and then banish on the bottom. So that's kind of bare minimum of what you would need for this spell. Now, how to do it, it's called spell work for a reason, because it's work, right? We don't just light it and set it and be like, good enough. We have to work it every single day. So as I said, you can dress the candle if you like, you can do whatever you wish, but I will usually just cleanse the candle, charge the candle, and then do my incantations and light the candle, kind of push that energy into it, and do this at least once a day as I'm burning this candle. That is all. That's the whole spell work. That is pretty much what most of my spell work looks like, which is another reason why spell work videos would be so boring for you guys, because this is basically what it is. It's a candle with some kind of imagery, an incantation or a prayer, and I am setting it, I'm lighting it, and I'm pushing energy and praying over it every day. That's it. That's the whole spell. I light it, I set it, and I push the incantation into the candle every day, working it for at least maybe I would say 3 incantations minimum, just kind of like pushing that into there and letting it burn all the way down. This is a little back and forth. People have their own belief systems and experiences with this, so, you know, take mine with a grain of salt as always, but I personally, if I can, I will let the candle burn all the way down without snuffing it. The reason is because I feel like that gives it full-fledged momentum. I obviously know that that's not possible for everybody. It's not always possible for me. So if I can, I'll try to put it in the sink, in a bathtub, in a bowl of sand or water or something, just so that I know I can leave it overnight and it'll be safe. But you know, some of us have cats, some of you might have kids, and that just doesn't sound safe. It's okay. I personally will just snuff it with like a little candle snuffer. I try not to blow it out, but you know, to each their own. But the reason I personally think it's best to just let it burn all the way through is because it feels like if I were to put it out every single day, it almost feels like I'm pressing the brakes on something. Like if I'm driving a car, I'm pressing the brakes on it every time I blow it out and then having to re-go and get that momentum and then pressing the brakes and then re-go. So in my experience, it's not that the spell work is completely at a halt, at least for general spells like this, but it does kind of break up that momentum and makes it a little less smooth. So that's why I like the glass candles, is because you can kind of just let them burn all the way throughout the night, and for the most part they're generally pretty safe. And that is the snake in the grass working. Super simple. I will want to reiterate that these kind of are more intense workings. Even though it's a very simple working, it can yield very intense results. Can and has and will bring up a lot of things that maybe we just were not prepared for or prepared to deal with. So just keep that in mind. I would definitely do some divination prior to this. I would do some divination during, but just know that, you know, life moves on. Things are always changing, as is life and to our journey towards the end, right? Yes, it can leave people a little shaken in my experience after I've given people some of these candles. And like I said, you just need a Sharpie. You can draw this on, you can write your incantation and you're good. Or I actually got tired of drawing all of these things on, and I have wanted to do this for a while, so I actually just recently designed some candle stickers, and I thought that maybe some of you would also like these. So if you would rather not draw it and you want this cute little fancy candle sticker, I have those in my shop now, so I'll link those down below. But this is what they look like. It's just these nice holographic candle stickers, and then it comes with the incantation on the back. And you are more than welcome to use this incantation if you'd like, if this fits your fancy. They're cutting the grass today, so it's loud. I also designed some death candle stickers, and this also has an incantation, just like a nice little incantation there. So you can put this on a death altar. You can use these for change or for grief. You can use these for transitions. You can really, these are actually very versatile candles, just good old death candles. So if you're interested in that, those are available. So this is what the stickers look like. They come like this. They're these really pretty holographic ones. I am going to try to design a few more just because I had a lot of fun with them, and I also really like the way that turned out. So keep an eye out and I'll let you know when I do come out with a couple of those. But otherwise, this is a really good beginning of the year candle in my opinion, because it kind of just flushes everything out. The more you do them, the easier it gets, but otherwise, that's all for this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Best of luck. Be kind to each other, and may your gods treat you as you've treated others. Bye.